everybody, it's Ingrid from Twinkl, and I'm going to be talking to you about staying safe online. The internet is an amazing place. It brings us entertainment, helps us communicate with each other easily, and allows us to access information and learn new things. Some super cool websites even allow you access to educational content on topics like internet safety and pretty much anything else you can think of. Handy, right? And the internet is so accessible these days. You can access it not only through computers, but through mobile phones, GPSs, smartwatches, tablets, gaming consoles, TVs, the list goes on and on. Having all this information at our fingertips is great, and the internet is a massive part of our lives. But it's also important to be aware of and understand the risks that come with being online. So I'm going to share with you 4 tips for kids and teens to stay safe online. Tip number 1 is protecting your personal information. It's really important to think carefully about what we share on the internet. If you write something that's publicly accessible, anybody can read it. This includes complete strangers or even people who might wish you harm. To stay safe, never give out your name, your address, your phone number, your email, or anything that can make you easily identifiable, like a photograph. Also, never tell anybody your password, and when you're thinking of one, try not to make it too simple or too obvious. It's sometimes a good idea to chuck in a couple of numbers or a couple of characters. Tip number 2 is to report cyberbullying. If someone says something hurtful, insulting, or inappropriate online, find an adult you trust and tell them about it. It's important not to keep messaging back or engage with it because sometimes this can make things a lot worse. Also, be conscious about the kinds of messages that you send to people online. Bullying, whether in real life or online, is a very real problem, and it's important to always stay respectful and kind when we speak to each other, regardless of how we're communicating. Oh, what's this? I won a prize? That's pretty cool. And I don't even remember entering a competition. Oh well, why don't we just click on that link and we'll... Hello? Whoops, sorry, I probably shouldn't have clicked on that. And that brings me to my next tip. Tip number 3, be careful what you click. If something is too good to be true, it probably is. Clicking on links without knowing what they are can be potentially harmful to us. They can lead to things like viruses, for example, so it's best to avoid them. Remember to question what you read and to ask an adult you trust for advice if something like this comes up. This is closely related to our next tip, which is check your facts. Just because something is on the internet doesn't mean you can trust it. Sometimes people write things that just aren't true, and this is called fake news. Spotting the difference between fake news and real news can be a bit tricky, but there are a few things that you can do to try and check your facts. For example, always do your research and focus on sources you can trust. If your friend Billy tells you that kidney beans aren't vegetarian but actually tiny little kidneys that are found in the stomachs of cows, for example, but then your science teacher tells you that they're just beans, who do you think would be better qualified to tell you the truth? Probably your science teacher. So your best bet is to try to find people who know what they're talking about to give you the answers you're looking for. Can you think of any other tips for staying safe online? Twinkl has some helpful resources like this internet safety worksheet to get you thinking about this topic in more detail. There is also a range of resources for Safer Internet Day on the website that you can check out if you're interested or would just like to learn more. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day.